Jay, and I have ADHD. I'm also slightly sweaty because I have just been to a dance class for the first time in a couple of years. That excludes rehearsals for when I did Kinky Boots, but it's definitely been well over a year since that. So yeah, good to be back to doing that. Which I think is slightly tied into day one of medication. So today's been an absolute roller coaster. Honestly, I spent most of it feeling like I was on drugs because I was technically on drugs. So that kind of makes sense, really, when you think about it. It's been a day. So I'll put my diary notes down in the comments, in the thing underneath the speaky talky picture. Just so it's there as reference, really, in case anybody wants to see what it's been like going on in my head on day one of stimulant-based medication, which, for the avoidance of doubt, is methylphenidate, brand name Concerta XL. Not sure how I feel about being an XL or swallowing an XL. Take that as you please. Yes, so woke up nice and early, took my dose at about 20 to 7 this morning. Just half a tablet, so a mere 13.5 milligrams for reasons. And yeah, initial thoughts were the RSD thoughts, because why not have those thoughts as soon as you wake up? Which were around the what if they've just given me a placebo to prove that there's not actually anything wrong with me and I'm just lazy and faking it and I'm just a terrible person and just need to stop being a dick and that I will actually just die alone. That's how the day started. And hashtag spoilers, that's what life is like every morning when you wake up with ADHD in your head. You just feel like a failure and a letdown, and that your life is never going to be good, and that you're a terrible person and you don't deserve anything nice. People don't talk about that though, because they'd much rather talk about that. Oh, I keep forgetting my car keys. Oh ho ho, you silly Billy, you forgetting your car keys. Try harder. Have we tried a list? Anyway, by 10 to 8, started to feel a bit headachy. Not enough to take any paracetamol, but pleasingly that soon abated. What I did notice with that slight pressure headache in my head, obviously, clue in the name, was that I wasn't having the thousands of uncontrollable ideas, completely unrelated ideas, of things that needed to be done or that were bothering me or that were wrong or that I hated or that needed to change. Like a fission reactor in Meltdown. Just look it up. And yeah, that is my brain's state usually. And that wasn't there this morning, and that was nice, different, unusual. For anybody who knows Kath and Kim. And yeah, by about 8:30, the headache kind of was clearing and I was starting to feel a bit kind of driven, like mentally driven, as if there was a inaudible drum, not heartbeat, but an inaudible drum beating a rhythm of, right, come on, off we go, let's do stuff, come on, spit, spot, off we go, other sound effects were available. Yeah, by 9:15, I felt like I could run a marathon. Quite honestly, I was supercharged. It was amazing. I can see why people take these tablets. The thought did cross my mind, if this is what normal people feel like, terrible term, if this is what Take 3. If this is what neurotypical people feel like in their brain space every day, why are there so many problems in the world? That's not how you people feel during the day, but it's not your fault. Don't let it get to you. You know, if you just make better lists, stop being so lazy. You can fix all of these problems. You just need to try harder. Neurotypicals. Just made it up. Where was I? Slight sidebar. Yes, felt really good. So I was having a good old dance around the house. Euphoric is the word. It felt like my eyes were open wider than they have been for a long time, and I was seeing everything with more depth of colour than I'd seen it with for a very, very, very long time. My blood pressure and my heart rate were both up, which is to be expected because it's a stimulant medication. Not dangerously up, not worryingly up at all. So my heart rate was up to 68 beats a minute. That's up for me. Hey. Yeah, and by 10 o'clock I was still feeling so good that I booked Sass and Heels dance class, which I was very excited about. So excited I'm in blush. Yeah, so 10 to 12 I was feeling good still and hungry. And I managed in our team meeting to bring up the topic of annual leave for the end of August. I joined my team at the end of November, and one of the leaves that was booked was a cruise that I'm going on at the end of August, and the other leave that was definitely on the cards was 2025. Long way away. And discussed that at the time. I think I put it in a calendar. I probably didn't put it in a calendar, or I put it in the wrong calendar. Anywho, fast forward to me going through the leave calendar the other day, and I realised that 2 of my teammates have also got the end of August booked off now, and my leave is not in there. So I had been avoiding having the conversation about, we have a leave clash where 3 of us are all going to be off at the same time. And RSD, string of expletives that it is, was turning that into this horrible thing that would obviously mean that I'm a terrible person, that I'm no good at my job, and that I was only good for firing, and I'd let everybody down, and I was useless, and I can't even do a stupidly simple thing like putting my leave in the right leave calendar at work because I'm an idiot. Thinking about it, dipstick. I have to write a post. I'll do the post-it note now. Bear with. Excuse me. Big letters. Marker. I'll do it with a marker. Cruise. Leave. Now, hopefully, I won't forget to do that first thing in the morning. So, I actually plucked up the courage to mention this in the team meeting. And it was one of those, oh, right, okay. Well, we've got plenty of time to sort it out, so I'm sure it won't be a problem. So yeah, put it in the calendar, which I haven't done, ladies and jelly spoons. Whoopsie. Hence the post-it. So yeah. Again, RSD had made it a big hoo-ha and a to-do, which it wasn't. So screw you, RSD. Yeah. So I tackled that thing, and that was good, and it didn't end the world. It wasn't a referendum on me as a human being, so yay. Anywho, lunch happened, ate lunch, pleasing. By 3 p.m, starting to flag, running out of steam, going down like a souffle in a cupboard. By 4 o'clock, I felt my usual level of exhaustion that I would usually start the day with at about 7 a.m. Ooh, excuse me. I swallowed an umbrella earlier. So I had managed all of those hours from 6:45 to, what time did I say? 4 o'clock. With an energy that I would not normally have had. I then got a call from my parents who were popping in to drop off a hedge trimmer. So I had a quick whiz round, and actually getting up and moving around and doing something different zhuzhed me back up. Try and spell that, closed captions. And yeah, that kind of gave me a second wind, which was great. So after they left after a quick cup of tea, I logged on back to work. Carried on with a few bits and pieces. Then logged off, had some dinner, and then I went to my dance class, which is where I had been. That was good fun. It was great to see friends again, to be moving again. I did better than I thought I would. It's a lot of choreography, a lot of one-off choreography at speed. But yeah, it went well. It felt good. I've not broken anything or twanged anything or strained anything or snapped anything, I don't believe. Pleasing. And now I'm back here doing this before I go to bed, because I was ready to just go to bed, but I remembered that I needed to do this, because if I'd forgotten it on day one, that would have been pretty pants. Anywho, let's go to benchmarks. Benchmarks. Productivity today. I would say it's been okay-ish. I have churned through some stuff, and that's been good. But moving on to distraction focus, it's still not been where I want it to be. It's only day one, I have to remind myself. The tablets will help, but I still have to retrain putting my focus where I need it to be and keeping it there. They don't do everything for me, they just help. Like an aim trainer, they help assist. They are a balance on the bow before you loose the arrow to help keep things on target, stay on target. So yeah, it's day one. Be kind to yourself, Mr. J. Emotional stability / regulation. Well, I've been euphoric for most of the day. I felt in charge, alive, and seeing things in colour. So that's been phenomenal. It's been amazing to not just feel like I'm a husk, that I'm just going through the motions, that there's no point in doing anything because I'm just going to die anyway, so why bother wasting time living now? So that's been mind-blowing, quite literally, and probably why I felt like I've been on drugs, because I've not felt like that unless I've been in Disney for... Oh, now there's a question. Well over a decade. More than a decade, I would say. Cool. Moving swiftly on before that depresses me. And task completion, okay-ish. So I've got some things done. I'm halfway through another task that's a really long and boring and repetitive task. Oh, favourite ladies. Jelly spoons. So I need to finish that tomorrow. It's 100 and something lines of the same task, which I can't flipping automate because I'm not allowed to record a macro. But it'll all be good once it's done, and then cleanup begins. Sexy, good, fun times ahead. So, day one, all in all, I'd give an 8 out of 10, maybe an 8.5. No, because I've danced as well, maybe 8.5 or 9 out of 10. I promoted it. But I have heard from one of my lovely friends, who's a number of months ahead of me, that their day one was awesome, and the rest of week one was pants. Said very lovely friend has already been in touch just to say, you know, I'm here. If you need me, if you want to talk, going through anything with it, I'm here to, you know, basically buddy up and be your guide, your drug guide, drug Sherpa, ADHD drug Sherpa. Which is absolutely lovely, and it means the world to me. And James, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, so I don't really have much more to say. I'm going to finish this, slap it recklessly into some titles, and then upload it. And hopefully tomorrow I will do this at an earlier time so I can get to bed sooner. Because I just want to sleep now, quite frankly. So I will love you and leave you, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 2 of Medication Palooza. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another. Be gentle, which is like being gentle, but with a stupid accent. I will speak to you all in less than 24 hours. Okay? Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.